Welcome to today's mini lecture. Today we are going to look at how to handle your car when rounding a curve. So before we start that, we have to first make sure that we understand how the basic roads are designed and laid out in the state of North Carolina. So first of all, the speed limits are based upon what is considered safe speeds. 95% of all the curves that you encounter are going to be you're going to be able to handle those curves as long as you are traveling under the posted speed limit. So if the posted speed limit is 45 miles per hour, you're approaching a curve, you glance down, you see that you are going under 45 miles per hour, then you should be able to handle the curve. So first of all, let me just go ahead and give you a little scenario. Okay? I want to show you a diagram of a curve. So first of all, you have what is called the head of the curve. And the head of the curve is going to be, the head of the curve is where the curve starts. So you can see that the road is going to start curving at this point. So that would be the head. And then you can see that the curve itself is referred to as the body. And then finally, you have the tail of the curve, or the end of it. So at the point where you can see straight down the road, that is the tail, and I'll write that, of the curve. So if your car is approaching this curve, and the posted speed limit is 45 miles per hour, then when you get to the head of the curve, then you ease your foot off of the accelerator. So don't just drop it all together, just ease your foot back off the accelerator so that you're no longer accelerating your vehicle. Then you're going to coast into the curve, and if you're going under the posted speed limit, you should be able to coast through the body, and when your car reaches the tail of the curve and you can see out of it, you're going to accelerate. And you're back on the gas and you're accelerating back through or back out of the curve to maintain that 45 miles per hour or whatever speed that you're traveling at. So that is going to be the basics of how you handle a curve. Now, if you look down, here comes a curve and you glance down and you're going right at 45, 46, 48, right at the speed. You may want to give it just a little bit of break. But what I find as a driver's ed instructor is we'll be driving and you'll be going like 35, 40, and here comes a curve, and you'll put your foot over on the brake. And I'll say, no, don't put your foot on the brake. And I'll ask you, why did you do that? Well, I thought I needed to slow down. That's because you see the curve, but you don't look down at your actual speedometer. So you have to determine your speed before you start doing any adjustments. Now, sometimes we have what is called an advisory speed limit. Let's say that I'm approaching this curve, and I'm going to draw a curve. It'll take me just a second. Yeah. Like this. Here's a speed limit sign. As I'm approaching it, right here, I see that this says curve to the left, and it has an advisory speed right here that says 35 miles per hour. Now, the posted speed limit is 45 miles per hour. So this is when the state of North Carolina says, hey, guys, we have that 5% coming up. That 5% says that sometimes the curves are just too big. They're too sharp. So we have to slow down even more. So the posted speed limit is 45 miles per hour. I'm coming into the curve. I see that sign. As soon as I see the advisory speed limit sign, I glance down. If I am going more than the 35 miles per hour, I need to slow down to that speed by the time I get to the head of the curve. You don't want to be coasting through the curve. So it's always to the head of the curve. So as we go through this, I'm going to slow down to 35. I will coast. Then when I get to the tail of the curve, I can accelerate back out. So those are the two ways that you should handle your vehicle whenever you're approaching a curve. Glance and see if it is, number one, a controlled, or if it's got an advisory speed limit, and number two, if it's just under the speed limit. Thank you very much.